A big welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me for cold calling part 2, how to master the art. And today, I've got to be honest, it's not a great day out there. It's properly raining today. It's wet, it's cold. I'm out by Coventry, so Coventry Arena, the Wasps, if anyone knows that Rico Arena, out here today. Today's a bit of a different one actually. I'm going to be cold calling, but not as much as usual today. I actually sold some deals and I got some really big quotes to do. So I'm not going to be doing as much as I normally would, going out for a full day. But even in the cold, even in the rain, even in the wet, we're not gonna shy away, and we're not gonna just stop doing the cold calling, because you still got to do it. You still got to get out there. Like today, I woke up and I just felt absolutely exhausted from traveling. I'm doing a lot of mileage at the moment. I think in this past month I did my mileage sheet. It was like 3,500 miles or 3,600, something like that. It's a lot of mileage, and it does get to you, but you've just got to keep that positive mentality. You've got to think about why you're doing what you're doing. So today I'm out here. We are going to do some cold calling this afternoon. Just one thing I wanted to say before we get started on cold calling part 2 and how to master the art would be, I want you to think about your environment that you're in. So I genuinely believe that you create your own environment. Like, I could be out here now, it could be sunny, it could be an amazing day. Yes, you're going to feel great, you're going to think, yeah, I'm going to attack it, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. But you've got to take the feeling of how you would feel in that scenario and bring it to you. I genuinely believe you create your own environment, okay? So when people say in sales, oh, you know, it's really quiet, it's dead out there, not a lot's happening, honestly, the only reason that you're saying that, if you strip it back and you're going to be totally honest, is because you feel like that. It's not like that unless you feel like that. So for me, I'm going to go out later today, once I've done the quotes, once I've processed an order, then when I go out, even now, to me it's sunny. You know, to me it's not wet, it's not rainy. Yeah, it is, but I don't sit here and think, oh, I don't want to go outside, it's too cold. You've got to do the work, you've got to do the hard work, and you got to dig deep, and you got to do it, and you got to do it every day. But you've got to find a way of enjoying it, right? So I've found my way of enjoying what I do, and that is by looking at my goal. Why do I do what I do? And there's a quote by Napoleon Hill. I don't know if you've heard this. This is a quote I think about all the time. And the quote goes like this. It goes, I see only the objective, the obstacle must give way. And I actually say that quite a lot. I see only the objective, the obstacle must give way. And whenever I feel like, oh, I don't want to go out, it's cold, it's wet, it's raining, or whatever it might be, I instantly think of that, and I think of, what is my goal? Well, I know exactly what my goal is. Well, that's just an obstacle from my goal. The obstacle must give way, and the only way you're going to make the obstacle give way is from pushing through and doing what you need to do. So, without further ado, let's get into the part two of the cold calling and how to master it. So last time we talked about how to feel before you get out there, getting on the positive vibrations, you know, do whatever you feel you need to do to get yourself in a clear headspace, do it. For me, it's talking to Rob, it might be talking to Drum, it might be talking to one of my good pals, Coombs, it could be whoever it's going to be. You talk to them, have a chat, feel good, feel fresh. For me, it's going in the morning, like today, didn't feel great at all, still got up, still trained, still put in the work, because I just know, just from moving, even if you don't feel good and you wake up, for me, I've got to move. And just doing a 30-minute CrossFit cardio sesh with some weights, just get pumping, get moving, and you're going to feel good. I know I'm going to feel good. For another thing for me is Starbucks. I love Starbucks. I get a decaf oat milk latte. Anyone that ever meets me, or if I ever meet you anywhere, definitely get me one of them, and I'll be your friend for life. So do what you've got to do to feel good. That's how I get myself to feel good. I feel happy, and I get ready to roll. So yes, we talked about that and how you can do it for yourself, and how what you're going to do to get to that state. And then you want to be thinking about what it is you're going to say to the client, or the prospective client, let's say, and just being honest and genuine. We talked mainly about that. Like, I've done sales where it's been the hard sell, soft sell, whatever it is. I've probably done it all, to be fair, and I've just found the best thing you can do is just be genuine and just be honest. For example, yesterday I went out to an estate. I've just taken over a new area. I went out, I saw 6 existing clients to book in with them, show face, get to know them. And while I was in that area, I know a lot of people in the sales game might have just gone and seen the clients and just gone home. So I didn't do that. Saw all the clients that I need to do, booked them all in. And then such a big estate with really big buildings, I actually went around and just knocked every door I could see. For as far as I could see, every door or every business within that particular industrial estate, which is in Leicester, and came across some people that just was bad timing. They'd literally just renewed their contracts with the services that I do, and that's fine. But I actually, and this happens a lot, right? Rob will tell you this 100%, and I can tell you 100%. Whenever you get to the end of a day or the end of a time where you're like, do you know what? I've knocked X amount of doors. I've done what I need to do. I've seen the amount of clients I need to do. When you get to that point and you're walking back to the car or wherever it is you are, I promise you this, do this and it will work as long as you're in the right frame of mind. Do one more. Always do one more. Always do that one more. And I can tell you now, every time I do that, and I do it most days, the last one I go to, always, if it doesn't happen there and then, that's something that they come back to me with, or I follow them up and they come back and go, yeah, that's exactly what I want. The one I knocked on yesterday, I knocked on a really big business, big engineering machinery company, and he said to me, is this something that you know? And I was like, well, what do you mean? He said, well, we're getting 3 quotes on this particular work you're talking on right now. We need a third one. We've had 2. We weren't really happy with the companies. They didn't really offer the specifications that we want. The advice they gave wasn't good. The prices weren't great at all. He said, we want someone like yourself to come in. And he said, yeah, this is really crazy. Can you please quote me there? And then I said, yeah, no problem, let's roll. So got 6 quotes out of that actually, and I'm going to present that to him at the end of this week. So that last one, yeah, look, maybe they don't go ahead, but maybe they do. You know, if I hadn't knocked on that door, I wouldn't have known. And that was just the last one of the day. So one key thing you can take away from this video, if it's just the one thing you take, when you get to the end and you think it's the end and you're done for the day, do the one more. Or if you can do more than that, do more. Do another 3, do another 5. I always get to that point if I'm like, right, I've smashed out the X, Y, and Z, I've got to do another one. And you've got to do it, so go do it. No matter, and again, we can talk about sales, we can talk about life with this. Whenever you get to the point where you're like, I'm done, I've done my thing, do another one. If you just do one more a day, say you did that 7 days a week, 5 days a week, that's 5 days a week, let's say, that's over 20 additional appointments in a month. So think about that and take it on board in anything, in training, in life, business, whatever it is that you do, sales, anything. Do the one more. And I know you might go, oh, it's quiet, yeah, everyone says that, but no, seriously, like, do it. And yeah, I've never found it not work. At some point, you know, especially if you believe in your product and your service, and by the way, you should, because the first sale you've got to make is to yourself and in your own mind about whatever it is you do. You're never going to sell anything to anyone or provide or serve anyone if you don't believe in the product. So you've got to believe in the product. So look, going back to the cold calling, we went on all that stuff that we just talked about, which is really great. But the next step is following on from the last video. So you've prepped, you've got yourself ready, you're in the right frame of mind, you've knocked on the door, you've introduced yourself, we've talked about a friendly visit, keeping everyone calm and relaxed, because if people aren't calm and relaxed, especially yourself and especially the prospect, you're not going to go anywhere. You can't help them, you can't serve them, and to be fair, you can't help yourself. So the next step is, obviously, you've introduced yourself. Depending on what it is that you do, for what it is that I do, I can quote on the day, and I can go away and quote and come back. I mean, I liked if I can quote on the day, because if there's an opportunity there, then why not? But obviously it depends on the prospect. Some people can have a bit of a barrier up. Some people like to meet you. You give them the card. I always send them a follow-up email as well, so they've got my details on file. Sometimes if they're like, oh, look, you know, we're busy right now, can you come back? I'm like, yeah, no problem, when's best? And I say, look, let's book in a meeting. I'll send you my email with all my contact details. It shows that you're a reputable person, because they might trust you. I mean, you're just knocking on someone's door, right? You're just rolling up, rocking up, knocking on the door. It could be anyone, really. So I make it really clear who I am, where I'm from. I have my badge on, give my business card, send them an email with all my credentials, has my email address and my DN bit, so they know who I am and where I come from and who I work for. So there's that. Whether you want to book and come back, that's fine, no problem. It also gives you time to go away, spend time looking at that business. The first thing I would do if I was to come back is I would go away. I would use a thing called Company's House or a thing called Endole. So those two things I use all the time. I put the limited company name in, so it only works with limited companies. I find out who the directors are, what they actually do, what their turnover is. I get all the information that I need on my end, so I'm prepped when I go in there. I can say, look, I've been on your website and I noticed you do this, this, and this. Can you tell me more about that? I have another client that does this. They told me this. How do you guys do it? And you can start that relationship building. So the next step is relationship building, because you're never going to be able to properly help them if you haven't introduced yourself, if you haven't got on and you haven't built a relationship. Once you've built your relationship as best as you can within the time frame, you want to be looking to find out what their problems are, what their pain points, where do they struggle with, what is going on within the business. Look, it's not all about just going in there and just pitching. I really spend a lot of time now, especially spending time with the client and understanding them, their needs, what they do, who's involved in the business, what do people do. And I can guarantee you, when you start talking to people about the business, they absolutely love explaining it, because normally there's something they've built up themselves, or they've been a part of for a long time, even if it's not their company and you're dealing with a gatekeeper. You know, you're trying to find out who is the decision maker. Can we get them in on the meeting? Can we all come together? You know, so it's things like that. For example, we mentioned the gatekeeper. If you're talking to someone who is the gatekeeper, and a gatekeeper is someone that isn't the decision maker, but you've got to go to them to then go through to the decision maker, get on with that person, try and understand that person, because ultimately what that person will do is they're at a stage in the company that's not the top, but maybe they want to be there one day. So if you can help them, it's going to make them look better. And if you can provide a really good service or product that they then put to the directors or the decision maker, what will happen then is that's going to give them status. It's going to help their business. So I always make sure I work alongside these people as much as I can. As with all people, you should always try and help as many people and just genuinely care about people. Same with receptionists. If you come to receptionists, I've seen countless people disrespect receptionists, and I'm like, a receptionist is a gatekeeper. Like, they've got a direct link to the head, the top guys, the decision makers, whoever that might be. Try and get on with them. Like, everyone's people. Like, just try your best, because you start being rude to people and you start doing X, Y, and Z, it's probably not going to go too well. So yeah, so that's covered off what I would do if you meet someone and then you're booking to come back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into the next video. If you knock onto someone's door and they actually go, you tell them, explain what you do, as we said, friendly visit, you've been and seen clients, or you were thinking about them, whatever it might be, and this is what you offer. The step next, where if they say, yeah, brilliant, come on in, here's our decision maker, here's our director, that's what we'll talk about next in part 3. So I'll save up for the next video. And yeah, if anyone's got any comments, please drop them below. We really appreciate any comments, any feedback. Let me know. And hopefully, yeah, we're going to keep this coming. And I'm hoping that from what I'm doing here and what I've learned, it can help you, your end, because I've had a lot of help from mentors and a lot of guidance. So I want to see if I can pass that over to yourselves. Like I said, whether that is sales, whether that's life, personal business, personal life or business life, personal development, self-development, that stuff, you can use this across all aspects. So yeah, please comment, please like, please subscribe. If you subscribe and hit the bell icon, I can then, every time I post videos, it'll come straight to your app. So yeah, really appreciate your time today, guys, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you.